It is natural for honeybee colonies to swarm and create new homes. But as a beekeeper, I want them to stay at home and produce excess honey for me, not make more honeybee colonies. I try to manage the bees to discourage swarming, but it will happen sometimes no matter what you do. Because this swarm has moved from the temporary location into the bait hive, which they will be thinking of as their home, I would expect the bees to be somewhat defensive. So I will light my smoker so that maybe I can keep the bees calm. Our first goal will be to get the bait hive out of the tree, where I've tied it up with rope to keep the wind from blowing it down. Wow! How cool is this? This is awesome. This comb is very, very soft, especially in today's heat. It almost will not support itself. I do see some brood. So I'm going to try my best to get the soft comb in this frame. And you will notice that it looks like I put the comb in here upside down, but actually it's pointing down in the same way that it was in the comb, in the swarm. I'm seeing capped brood. I'm going to go ahead and put these two pieces of comb with capped brood and larvae in the box. Because I didn't know what I was going to find, I did put 2 frames prepared with rubber bands, just in case I needed them. And it looks as if I will. You can see that this comb virtually falls apart just in handling it. This is also easier with 2 people, but you do what you gotta do. Oh, okay, that happens too. Now the good news was that right before that snafu happened, I did see the queen. And there she is. She's a large unmarked queen. There she is. If I can get her in here without hurting her, this whole process will be a lot easier. get these large rubber bands at any office supply such as Staples. And I am not going to be happy until I have secured this comb just a little bit better. Now, in a perfect situation, and whoever has that, but in a perfect situation, I will keep an eye on these bees. When they start to draw comb on the frames of foundation that I'm giving them, and they will move their brood nest there. And when they do that, then I will take out those weird frames that we've just put the comb into with rubber bands. And we have a lot of confused bees up here because they can't find their hive. They're going back to where it's supposed to be. What has to happen now is they have to realize that she's down here. If we can get these bees to realize that, they will come off of the limb where they're at now and they will come down to her. Well, that was a hot job on a June afternoon with a lot of humidity in the air. But we have the bees into a box now, a nuke box, which is half the size of a normal hive. This is plenty enough space for the number of bees that we're talking about. I've got the queen inside, obviously, because we have workers at the front of the hive who are scenting and drawing in the other workers by saying, "Here she is, come down here." I also placed a small amount of sugar syrup on top because this is very disruptive to the colony to take them out of one box and put them into another. I want them to feel good about the adventure as much as possible. So giving them a little bit of food really helps things out. These bees will be left here until tonight, and when it becomes dark tonight, I will move them. By that time, most all of the bees should be inside the box. Tonight after dark, all of the bees should be inside the nuke box. At that time, I will come down here and get it and take it up to my bee yard where it will take its place as one of my regular colonies. Hopefully these bees will do well and will have a better chance of survival in my bee yard than they would have in the wild. Beekeeping is a hot, sticky job. Even though I'm here today in my Ultra Breeze ventilated suit, it's still really hot. So when you're out working your bees this summer, be sure to always take a bottle of water with you. Once you get into a situation, sometimes you can't leave. You have to finish before you leave. So always take some water with you so that you can keep yourself hydrated. Happy beekeeping!